First leg of the Champions League, round of 32 has been concluded. We saw Galatasaray defeat Juventus 5-2. We saw PSG come back from a 2-0 deficit. Desiree Doué subbed on. He killed it. And we saw Real Madrid defeat Benfica 1-0 with a very wonderful performance from Vinicius Jr. And Dortmund, I think, won against Atlanta. Let's get into it. Rolling. So we're gonna talk about Real Madrid and Benfica. Obviously, a very thrilling game. We have Benfica, who is very organized defensively with the low block, good counterattacks. Meanwhile, Real Madrid, that has been on the upside. Mbappe came back. So going through this whole game, I believe, let's go through the lineup at first. Honestly, Trent, I don't know why he was on the bench during, since his arrival, but he has been very, very impactful. I love his crosses. He's been very active on the offensive end as well as the defensive end. He's been holding his ground. Carreras, world class. Camavinga, very composed. Arda Güler had a few key passes that I really liked. Mbappe, honestly, when he's playing in the starting lineup, that's in my opinion, with all due respect, I believe I believe the greatest danger comes from Vini's side. Vini's side is always the most dangerous because obviously he drags 2 to 3 people always to his side, and the way he scored today, unstoppable. If it weren't for his character, he would have won the Ballon d'Or. If it weren't for his yapping and all complaining and all of that, he would have won the Ballon d'Or in my eyes. But look, you're gonna have fans aggravated, you're gonna have defenders aggravated because you're that skilled. The thing that's gonna put you on another stratosphere in comparison to Mbappe, in comparison to Rafinha, in comparison to all these good players, is that you have to maintain respect and composed under pressure, under all the hate that you're getting, throwing bottles, throw everything. I get it. You're right. You're not gonna play a corner when you're getting thrown bottles at you. That's fine. But bro, maintain your composure. Think of them as ants. Think of them as, think of them as just noise. Eliminate that noise and you see how you're gonna elevate, bro. You're gonna see what kind of player you're gonna become. I'm not saying all Barca players do that. Not at all. But I'm just saying if you learn, if you adapt to that, the world will see you differently. Trust me. I know you're skilled. I like your skills. I love your goal. It's just that character, man. It needs fixing. It needs to be worked on, and that is how it is. Courtois made 2-3 brilliant saves. There was one shot, I think, from Orsnes. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but he shot it. It was going to the far post. It deflected, went to the near post, and Courtois still managed to put a hand on it. And honestly, bravo. Honestly, like look at this horrendous rating on Benfica's side, because Madrid was clearly they were the side that were gonna eventually score a goal, and it came from Vini. But having said that, 1-0 is good. You have a footstep into the second round, but there needs work. There's still some work to be done in my eyes. And let's go through the stats. So XG 1 to 0.4, 16 total shots to 10, 7 on target versus 3, 4 big chances to 0, 4 big chances missed. And this is where I want to emphasize on, like, as a Madrid outsider, I would look at this and I would say, oh, they missed 4 big chances. They still won, that's good, but in order to knock Benfica out, you need to secure these goals. So a lot of activity in the first half from both sides. And the second half was pretty much, after Vini scored, it was a lot of blabbering, 15-minute timeout during the game. Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, it's the first time I see the ref doing this. Like, what is this, bro? Are we in WWE? The game got stopped 10 to 15 minutes, which was fairly added to the extra time. I get that, but you just killed the momentum, man. Like, I get it. I don't know what was said to Vini. I have no idea. But for him to run to the ref and say, this happened, and the ref for him to stop it, it must have been something big. But having said that, congrats to Real Madrid. One foot in the second round. We'll see what's gonna happen. Now to the other games. Galatasaray defeats Juventus 5-2. And I wasn't watching this game. Obviously, I was following Benfica and Real Madrid because that was the most exciting for me. But 5-2, Juventus? Whoa, what are we doing here, bro? Bremer got subbed off. He got injured. Kalulu, bad. Kali was bad. Sarah, man of the match. Osimhen. Okay, I see. I see it. Let's look at the stats quick. 3-1. 5 big chances. 1 big chance missed. You see, this is an efficient team. Like Galatasaray, 5 big chances, 1 missed. This is what you want to see. Even Juventus, 3 big chances, 1 missed. You don't want to see 3 big chances, 3 big chances missed, like Barcelona in the past few games, or like Real Madrid today, 4 big chances, 4 missed. You don't want to see that. Statistically wise, you always want to maintain 10 to 20% of your chances being missed. Like here, for example, 1 out of 5, that's fine, that's 20%. But regardless, congrats to Galatasaray. There's also the second leg, 5-2. Juventus needs 4-0. That's gonna be tough. I know Galatasaray has a solid defense, so we'll see how that goes. PSG and Monaco. I have to tell you guys something. I don't know if you're aware. PSG's locker room recently hasn't been the best. The relationship between Dembouz and Enrique, not the best. I believe I read that Dembele said we have to put PSG before ourselves. Meanwhile, Desiree Doué comes out and say, I don't need advice. I don't need to take advice from the worst Ballon d'Or winner. Let that sink in, guys. A colleague of yours is saying, I don't need to take an advice from you. You're the worst Ballon d'Or winner. That's bad. That's bad. Having said that, Dembele gets subbed off. He gets injured. Doué comes in. Okay? And they were down 2-0 at that point. He goes in. He scores a goal. Then Hakimi equalized. And then he scored another goal to complete the comeback from 2-0 to 3-2. Desiree Doué, bravo. Bravo. What an impact. Honestly, I didn't see the goals. I didn't see what happened. I know Vitinha missed the pen. But wow. Chapeau. Hats off, man. Dortmund, very solid win against Atalanta. Let's see the stats here. 3 big chances, 1 big chance missed. 1 big chance, 1 big chance missed. I mean, it's pretty fair in terms of the overall stats. So Borussia with a solid 2-0 win against Atalanta. This is today's summary for all the matches. If you're new here, sub to the channel, like the video. That will tremendously help. And we'll see you on the next match day. At ease.